First, I just want to recognize a few of my colleagues who are here from government. Councillor at Large Nicole McLean is here. Right there. Councillor at Large Hong Net. Mark Lanigan, representing Senator Markey's office. Thank you, Senator Markey. Representative Sean Reed is here. Drew Russo from our Parks Commission. And other folks we have representatives from the EPA who are here. As many of you know, this is one of the last dirty beaches here in the greater Boston region, and that is unacceptable. We believe that's unacceptable. This problem has plagued our community for decades, but it's a challenge that we are working to address and have momentum to do so. And today, we can say with certainty that you can swim in this beach when there's blue flags up and that it hasn't rained. And that's happening over and over again this summer. In 2023, this beach was unswimmable based on bacteria levels almost every day on the numbers. In 24, that was the case 3 out of 4 days. We don't have the full data yet. This pilot's running for another few weeks, and we want to assess everything once it comes in. But we can say of the 30 or so days that the pilot has been running as it's intended, there's just been one day when what came out of the UV tank was water that you could not swim in. 1 out of 30, which means the 29 out of the 30 you could swim in the water. There's also been operational issues that we've been working through as a team, and we continue to learn from, which is part of the reason why we're running this pilot. For us to get here, this is a problem that spans multiple jurisdictions, different communities, different levels of government, different agencies. So collaboration is so key. And that's been a huge focus for us. The main strategy to clean up this beach is source elimination, illicit discharge detection and elimination, to stop the bacteria from entering the stormwater system to begin with. And we're aggressively pursuing that. We continue to aggressively pursue that as a top priority. The situation we're in a dense urban environment means that the runoff results in source elimination itself not having the ability to provide us a definitive path on any kind of timeline to open this beach, which is why we're pursuing the complementary solutions that we are. There's lots that I've learned, that our community has learned about stormwater treatment and bacteria, but the bottom line is that we have the ability, as a society, we have the technology, whether it's this solution or something else, to clean this beach. And what we need to provide together is the will to get it done. I want to acknowledge the impact that this has had on our neighbors, because it's real, and we've tried and will continue to try to do everything we can to mitigate it. This is a pilot. We've learned a lot already about the flow of contaminated water, the UV technology itself, and how to implement it, and there's still much to learn and much to do. And we're going to have a full accounting of the learning and next steps as we move forward. But most of all today, I want to thank everyone that has been involved, because it's such an incredible team. And you're going to hear from them later, but representing the town of Swampscott, the interim town manager there, Gino Cresta. Another key stakeholder here with responsibility for the pipes in our system is the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission, and the chair of the commission, Michael Salona, is here as well. We've gotten a lot of support and help from various city departments, including Department of Public Works. We have Andy Hall, our commissioner, here. The Inspectional Services Department, thank you so much. Public Health Department, Lisa Tobin. The Law Department, our City Solicitor, George Markopoulos. And our City CFO, representing Finance, Michael Bertino. I want to share a huge thank you to Valerie Vong from my office, who's doing incredible work on this whole initiative. Thank you so much, Valerie. And then a neighbor from Swampscott who stepped up really as a volunteer and has been instrumental to this work, Liz Smith. She's worked with our team of interns. You'll hear from a couple of them lately, but thank you so much to all the interns from Lynn and Swampscott for all your help. We work closely with our engineering consultants, Kleinfelder, who I think is here today. Thank you to the Kleinfelder team. Beyond Walls, who helped the art installation here. Community members have had input throughout the process and continue to share, and we appreciate that. That's what helps makes these projects go. I want to thank the ward councilor who couldn't make it. He's at his day job, but Ward 3 Councilor Coco Allensug. And then you'll hear from them in a minute, but our entire legislative delegation, Senator Crighton, Representative Armini, Representative Cahill, Representative Reed, all big supporters, and at the federal level as well. I mentioned Senator Markey's office, Senator Warren's office as well has been helpful, and of course, our congressional representative who has made this a priority all along and has really been supportive, and I know is eager, just as eager as all of us to be able to embrace our coastline in ways that we have been prevented for far too long, our Congressman, Seth Moulton.
Good morning. Can you hear me all right? Mayor Nicholson, thank you very much for the introduction and for your leadership. It was a few years ago that we recognized that Lynn and Swampscott just weren't talking to each other enough about this problem. It is a joint problem, there are joint solutions, and there's work that we can do together. So we brought everyone together at Swampscott City Hall and sat down across the same table and had the first of many conversations about how to make this right for both communities, about which both communities could offer and contribute and how we could all work together, these two communities with the state delegation, the federal delegation, to make this happen. Too often, for too long, government is known for not getting things done, for slowing down progress, for throwing up bureaucracy when people need solutions. Well, this is an example of getting things done. Kings Beach has been marred by pollution as far back as 1891, when the Daily Item reported about poor conditions. And today, it remains the second most polluted beach in Massachusetts. At the height of the summer, we've all seen families ignoring the red flags and coming to swim because it's the only option that they have. But clean water shouldn't depend on your zip code. We know that low-income communities and communities of color are often the ones most impacted by environmental issues. Now, this new UV treatment system isn't a science project. It's a public health imperative, an environmental justice requirement, and a blueprint for what effective municipal collaboration can look like. It's also not a long-term solution. It's a temporary test to see if this will help. I don't think anyone wants to be just swimming in disinfected sewage. We need to fix the problem permanently. But in the meantime, we can make the beach safe for those who use it. Now, despite all that, the Trump administration doesn't seem to care about the work that we're all trying to do to protect our communities. In fact, they canceled the very program that could have provided federal funding for this project. By cutting funding, weakening regulations, and gutting enforcement, this administration has made it harder for us to address water pollution and improve the quality of life in our communities. But thankfully, all of you are leading the way. When Washington fails to show up, when critical EPA programs are slashed and grant opportunities dry up mid-application, it's more important than ever that communities work together to leverage your expertise and wisdom and resources to make things happen. Trump's EPA may be abandoning our communities, but I vow to keep working with all of you to secure whatever resources we can find for the future. I'll keep pushing back on every move that Trump makes to gut environmental protection, eliminate environmental justice programs, and weaken clean water standards. And I'll keep fighting to restore programs like the Community Change Grant that are meant to transform places like Kings Beach, because Kings is a natural treasure that should be accessible to everyone. This may mark the first success in a string of many as we continue this state, local, and federal collaboration to create a clean, safe, and accessible future for this remarkable institution. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of this success, and I look forward to working with you together to ensure a long-term solution. And now it's my pleasure to introduce State Senator, is that right? No? Oh, I am going to reintroduce your famous mayor. Jared?
Thank you so much, Congressman. Next speaker is a friend and someone who's prioritized our environmental issues his entire career, and we're lucky to have. He follows someone who set the example for that, and I want to take a minute just to thank and recognize my predecessor and Brendan's predecessor, Tom McGee. This is always such a team effort, and I mentioned the interns we have. I also want to mention a group of students that have been involved in the project. The Lynn Public Schools has a civics program in the 8th grade, and they choose their own projects every year about what they want to work on. And a group this year said they wanted to see Kings Beach cleaned up, and learned about the pilot and learned a lot, asked a lot of good questions. And that 8th grade teacher is here, Mr. Moss. Thank you so much. As well as representing the entire Lynn Public Schools, Dr. Yvonne Alvarez. So thank you. I mentioned it before. He's very passionate about this issue. He's been doing great work on clean beaches. Senator Brendan Crighton.
Thank you, Mayor. It's an honor to be here with all of you. Such a beautiful day to be on Kings Beach. We in the city of Lynn, and certainly the town of Swampscott, is so proud of all that our communities have to offer. But I think in particular, when we look at our natural environment, and when we look at our coastline, and we look at Kings Beach, historically, as you'll see on the postcards, this has been such a source of pride for our community, something so beautiful. But above the surface of the water, certainly. I've lived in Lynn my entire life. We, as a family, would go to many of the areas surrounding beaches. I can't remember ever once swimming in Kings Beach, and that's still the situation our families all faced up until this summer. And that's thanks to the efforts of so many. It's been over 20 years. I've had the privilege of working on this issue during my time with then Senator McGee, and collaborating with folks from Save the Harbor and the Metropolitan Beaches Commission. We're here with Chris Mancini, who's been integral. Many of the other groups also mentioned earlier, Friends of Lynn and Nahant Beach certainly saves Kings Beach now. It is a tremendous opportunity for so many of our families in the city of Lynn and town of Swampscott. This is our summer home. This is our Cape House. This is our lake house. This is where people go to enjoy the summer, to spend time with family and friends. And for a long time, that solution seemed to be out of grasp. It took a ton of persistence. It took a ton of hard work, difficult decisions. But I think this is a perfect example for what happens when a community comes together with a wide range of stakeholders, from individual residents to community members, to community groups, to advocacy groups, to your government, all three levels, local, state, and federal, in finding a situation that is no longer tolerable nor acceptable for our community, and really rolling up our sleeves and not taking no for an answer. We have a lot more work to do, and we will continue to do that work in a collaborative fashion. We are absolutely committed, and I know both communities are, to source elimination and solving the problem where it begins. But we're going to need to do more to keep this beach open for all to enjoy, and we will continue to work hard on that with all of you. It is my pleasure now to introduce a great colleague, a tremendous member of our state legislative delegation, and someone who has worked so hard on this issue, State Representative Jenny Armini.
Good everyone. It is so great to be here. I will keep it short because you've heard from incredible people already, and I'm a redhead. I do not do well in this weather. So what I want to say is that, what this project represents the type of bold moves people want from their government. This is a century-old problem that we're applying 21st century technology to, and we have brought in all kinds of stakeholders to make this happen. Every level of government, community organizations, Save the Harbor, Save the Bay. In another life, I was a speechwriter, and one of my favorite words in the English language is audacious. Love the word audacious, audacity. And this is exactly what this project is. It's audacious. And for the young people here, I want you to be inspired by how your government and your communities have come together to make this happen for all the people who live here now and all the generations to come. Nothing makes me happier than driving to the State House and seeing blue flags. I want one of those blue flags for my house. I'm so happy with these blue flags. So I want to thank everyone who made this happen. I'm the new kid on the block. I stand on the shoulder of giants, people like Tom McGee, Brendan Crighton, our Congressman, and I am so privileged to work on this with them. And I thank Swampscott for being an incredible partner with Lynn, Lynn being an incredible partner with Swampscott. This is how it's supposed to work, guys. Washington is broken, but we are not. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Armini. There's plenty of room in the tent if you want to stay out of the sun. Next, I'd like to bring up my neighboring communities leader, who has been such a terrific partner and a great person to work with and to get to know, Town Administrator Cresta.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today. Catchphrase of the day is definitely collaboration. Swampscott's been under a consent decree since 2015 to clean up the discharge going out onto Kings Beach.
Yell, Gina.
Yeah. Yell. Okay. I'll be a little loud. Like you said, Mayor, she's the best. Thanks for that. So, as I said, we're under a consent decree from the EPA to clean up the discharge out into Kings Beach since 2015. Our issue is cracked pipes. We have cracked sewer pipes, we have cracked drain pipes, so the discharge from the sewer pipes is getting into the drain pipes and eventually going out into Kings Beach. The mayor talked about source elimination. We've been working on it for the last almost 10 years and committed over $10 million to replacing our pipes. Yeah, I don't need that. That's all right. Thank you. But I said, we'll be here forever working on the pipes. We needed a supplemental method to continue cleaning the beach to get them open sooner. And that's what you're looking at, is the UV pilot. And we wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be standing here today without the efforts of the mayor, the state delegation, a special administrative assistant, Liz Smith. It's been a team effort. I know it's been some inconveniences down here with the pilot, but I know this is the right thing to do. And I thank you all for coming today.
Thank you so much. It is now my honor to call a couple members, the newest members of the team, a couple of our summer interns to share on their experience. We so appreciate this group stepping up. They've become experts in this really important field and are critical to the implementation of the pilot. And representing them, we have Olivia Howe of Lynn and Maya Bisham of Swampscott.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Olivia. It's an honor to be here today for the ribbon cutting of the Kings Beach UV pilot program. As I look around, I see so many familiar faces deeply connected to this beach and our community. That's why I am thrilled about this new chapter for Kings Beach. The UV pilot program offers a promising solution, an eco-friendly, chemical-free way to manage stormwater and get us closer to clean, safe waters. I'm truly hopeful that this innovative approach will lay the groundwork for the future where Kings Beach is consistently opened and enjoyed by all. Over the past few weeks, I've had the privilege of working with a team of fellow interns who share the same passion for helping our community. As a team, both on the site and in lab, we have improved as a unit and are able to complete our work efficiently and effectively. We've formed strong connections, learned from each other, and have grown together. I also want to thank our supervisors for their outstanding guidance and support. They've not only taught us the technical aspects of the project, but also inspired us to learn and grow. Every day I wake up feeling grateful that I get to do my part in making our wonderful city and its amazing people even better. It truly makes me appreciate it even more. I believe that this program is not just about cleaning up Kings Beach, it's about investing in our future. It's about taking responsibility for our environment and ensuring that our future generations can enjoy the same experiences we cherish. So thank you everyone for the making of this project a reality. Thank you to the City of Lynn, to the Town of Swampscott, the dedicated teams working on the ground, and to all of you for your ongoing support.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maya, and I'm currently serving as an intern with the Kings Beach UV Pilot Program, an initiative I'm incredibly proud to be a part of. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Like many in our community, I've experienced firsthand the disappointment and concern that came with the closure of Kings Beach. For years, this beach was a place where family, friends, and neighbors would all come, gather, and swim, and enjoy the beautiful coastline. As a Swampscott resident myself, I've grown up swimming at Kings Beach. Whether it was just swimming in the ocean, collecting shells, or lying in the sand, it was always a place that felt like home. But with rising concerns over water quality and contamination, access to this place has become limited, and that is a loss. That's a loss we all feel. However, being part of the UV pilot program has shown me that we are not just standing still. We're actively working towards a solution. Our team is testing an innovative ultraviolet light treatment system that is designed to clean stormwater before it flows into the ocean. My role involves collecting water samples, conducting probe tests, and monitoring levels of chlorine and ammonia to ensure the treatment process is both effective and safe. Every sample we test is small, but a critical step forward to understanding how we can better protect our beaches and our health. What gives me hope is the passion and commitment of everyone involved. From engineers to town leaders to students like me, we are all united and have a shared goal, to make Kings Beach a place we can all enjoy again. This program is still in its early stages, but the data we are collecting is promising. We're learning what works, what needs refining, and how science and community efforts can come together to make a real change. I believe in this work, and I believe in the future of Kings Beach. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another group that I would like to thank for their advocacy, we have a representative here, is the seniors at Mass Senior Action. Thank you so much for your advocacy on these important issues. And we are fortunate to have right here in this community a statewide leader on exactly this issue. And his group has been instrumental up and down the Massachusetts Bay, but particularly here, given the scale of the problem. And so I'd like to welcome from Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, a great partner in this work, Chris Mancini.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. You know what tastes terrible in the morning right after you brush your teeth? Poop. It's just the worst. My friend Matt Carey wrote that joke 25 years ago. I never thought I'd actually have to experience that in real life, but that's what this beach was full of. You brush your teeth, you come out for a morning swim, and you're like, oh, poop. Also 25 years ago, Boston Harbor became one of the greatest environmental turnaround stories thanks to the cleanup, the building of Deer Island Sewage Treatment Plant. My predecessor at Save the Harbor, Patty Foley, born and raised in South Boston, under her watch, South Boston became the cleanest urban beaches in the country. And so about 5 years ago, I said to my family, hey, you guys want to go live by the beach? And I didn't tell them it was the dirtiest beach in the Commonwealth. They bought it, and I've lived here thinking, wouldn't that be great if, finish the job Patty started. Our range goes from right here in Lynn down to Nantasket Beach in Hull, and we saw that there was this issue up here. We do a water quality report card every year. Last year, Kings Beach got a 67%, the year before a 55%. That's not a great grade. South Boston Beach is 100%, Revere 92%. These are really clean beaches that we have here. And thanks to this effort and the long time effort that everybody is working on, all these amazing stakeholders, our amazing state electeds and our local electeds, the community organizations like Friends of Lynn and the Hunt Beach that have been beating this drum for years, Save Kings Beach that grew up in the last 5 years to push this, Liz Smith and Swampscott, who's led this so aggressively, the amazing staffs everywhere, Valerie and Liam, Mark and Amari and everybody in all the elected offices. You guys do such amazing work. And this is a really exciting moment for all of us. We're not done. We know that we have to keep working, but what you're not seeing every day that the amazing folks in the DPW and Lynn Water and Sewer Commission is they are underground every day working on that source elimination, separating those pipes, patching those pipes. That's the long-term success, but it's great to know that we have this 21st century technology that we can do to make sure Lynn's only beach can be open and swimmable as often as any other beach in the Commonwealth. So thank you all for pulling together on this. Thanks to my friend, Councillor McLean, our councillor at large. Thank you all for coming out for this.
Thank you. Thank you all of you for being here. I also would like to thank Friends of Lynn Hunt Beach. We have Jane Cahill representing that organization, been doing this for a long time. Thank you so much. As well as the Save Kings Beach folks, thank you for what you're doing and your advocacy. Thank you. This is a team effort, if you couldn't tell by the number of people we've mentioned, and it is so important. And I'm just so grateful for everyone's help. We're going to continue to push this. And in the meantime, we hope you can enjoy the beach this summer. Thank you so much.
1, 2, 3.